The man who finally stopped fighting the river. At just 27 years old, Mikel looked like a man who was alive, but not truly living. His eyes were always heavy with exhaustion. His smile felt rehearsed, never genuine. And his mind never rested. It wasn't because he was lazy. It wasn't because he lacked strength. And it certainly wasn't because he didn't care. He was simply exhausted from carrying the weight of his own thoughts. Every morning, before his feet even touched the floor, his mind had already begun another marathon. What if I fail? What if I choose the wrong path? What if I waste my life? What if everyone else moves ahead while I stay behind? Then night would come. The world would grow quiet. But inside Mikel's head, the noise only became louder. Every mistake replayed itself. Every opportunity he had missed. Every painful goodbye. Every careless word he wished he had never spoken. He would close his eyes, hoping for sleep, only for his mind to reopen every old wound. Mikel wasn't fighting other people. He wasn't fighting the world. He was fighting himself. His friends often laughed and said, "Bro, relax. You think too much." But how do you explain a noise that nobody else can hear? How do you describe a war that's happening entirely inside your own mind? He could sit in a room full of people, yet feel completely alone. He could eat his favorite meal without tasting a single bite. He could stare at a beautiful sunset and still see nothing except tomorrow's worries. Little by little, life stopped feeling like a gift. It became a burden. Every day felt like another test he was afraid of failing. One cold evening, after another mentally exhausting day, Mikel left his apartment without any destination in mind. He wasn't searching for answers. He simply wanted to escape. Escape the endless notifications. Escape the expectations. Escape the pressure. Most of all, escape his own thoughts. He wandered through the busy streets of London. Cars rushed past. People hurried from one place to another. Everyone seemed to know exactly where they were going. Everyone except him. Eventually, his footsteps led him to a quiet riverside park. The city lights shimmered across the gentle water, while a cool breeze drifted through the trees. Most of the benches were empty. Except one. An elderly man sat there peacefully, tossing tiny pieces of bread to a flock of birds. There was nothing extraordinary about him. His clothes were simple. He wasn't wealthy. He wasn't famous. He wasn't powerful. Yet there was something remarkable about him. He looked completely at peace. As though the entire world was racing around him. But somehow, it could no longer disturb him. Mikel slowed his pace. The old man looked up, smiled warmly, and said, "You look like you're carrying something very heavy." Mikel forced a small laugh. "I'm not carrying anything." The old man studied him for a moment before replying softly. "Not in your hands. In your mind." Those words stopped Mikel in his tracks. For the first time in a long while, someone had seen the burden he had been hiding from everyone else. The old man gently tapped the empty space beside him. "Sit." Without knowing why, Mikel obeyed. For several quiet moments, neither of them spoke. Only the soft sound of the flowing river filled the silence. And strangely, for the first time that entire day, Mikel felt calm. After a while, the old man finally asked, "What has made your mind so loud?" At first, Mikel tried to smile and say, "Nothing." But the moment the word left his lips, his voice cracked. Years of fear, regret, pressure, disappointment, and exhaustion poured out of him. He confessed his fear of failing, his regret over the past, his anxiety about the future, the pressure to become successful, the fear of disappointing the people he loved, and the terrifying feeling that time was slipping away faster than he could keep up. He spoke for what felt like forever. The old man never interrupted. He never judged. He never rushed to offer advice. He simply listened. And sometimes, being truly heard is the first step toward healing. The silence that followed felt different. It wasn't awkward. It wasn't uncomfortable. It was peaceful. The old man watched the river for a few moments before asking quietly, "Tell me something, Mikel. Out of everything you've just told me, how many of those problems can you actually solve tonight?" Mikel lowered his eyes and thought carefully. After a long pause, he answered. Maybe, 1 or 2. The old man nodded. And the rest? Mikel sighed. I don't know. A gentle smile appeared on the old man's face. Then why are you trying to solve your entire life tonight? The question settled deep inside Mikel's heart. He had no answer. The old man continued. Your mind isn't tired because life is too difficult. It's tired because you're trying to live yesterday, today, and tomorrow all at once. Mikel looked at him with quiet curiosity. The old man stood and slowly walked toward the river. Come with me. Together they stood beside the gently flowing water. The old man picked up a small paper cup lying on the grass and placed it on the river. The cup floated peacefully, carried by the current. Look at that cup, the old man said. It doesn't know where the river will take it. Yet it keeps moving. Then he picked up a small stick and pressed it into the flowing water, trying to stop the current. Of course. The river never stopped. The water simply flowed around it. After a few moments, the old man looked at Mikel. What would happen if I spent all day trying to stop this river? You'd become exhausted, Mikel replied. Exactly. The old man smiled. That's what you've been doing with your life. Mikel remained silent. You keep trying to control what cannot be controlled. You want to rewrite the past. You want certainty about the future. You want everyone to understand you. You want every plan to succeed exactly the way you imagined. But life has never worked that way. The evening breeze drifted across the water. The old man's voice became even softer. Peace doesn't come when everything goes your way. Peace comes when you stop fighting what was never yours to control. Those words settled into Mikel's soul like rain on dry ground. For years he had believed that worrying was proof that he cared. Now he began to wonder if worry had only been stealing the life he already had. After a moment, Mikel asked. Then how do I know what I should hold on to, and what I should let go? The old man raised one finger. Ask yourself one simple question. Mikel listened carefully. Can I do something about this right now? Mikel repeated the words slowly. Can I do something about this, right now? The old man nodded. If the answer is yes, stop worrying and take one small step. If the answer is no, stop punishing yourself over something you cannot change. He smiled gently. Most people do the opposite. When they can act, they waste their energy worrying. And when they cannot act, they still keep worrying. So they lose both their peace and their progress. Mikel stared at the flowing river. For the first time in years, he realized how many invisible burdens he had been carrying. Old conversations. Past failures. Future fears. Other people's opinions. Dreams that hadn't happened yet. He had filled his mind with problems that didn't belong in today. The old man noticed the backpack resting on Mikel's shoulder. May I borrow your bag? Mikel handed it over. The old man picked up a small stone and dropped it inside. Carry it. Mikel shrugged. It isn't heavy. The old man added another stone. Then another. Then another. Soon the backpack began pulling heavily on Mikel's shoulders. Finally, he took it off with a sigh. It's too much. The old man smiled knowingly. That is exactly how worry works. One fear isn't enough to break you. One mistake isn't enough to destroy you. One disappointment isn't enough to crush your spirit. But when you carry every regret from yesterday, every fear about tomorrow, and every burden from today, eventually even the strongest person becomes exhausted. Mikel looked down at the backpack. It suddenly felt like a picture of his own life. The old man gently removed the stones one by one. You don't have to carry everything just because it happened. Then he looked directly into Mikel's eyes. Sometimes letting go isn't giving up. Sometimes it's wisdom. A tear rolled down Mikel's cheek. Not because he was weak, but because, for the first time, someone had given him permission to stop carrying what was never meant to be his. As darkness settled over the park, the old man looked toward the glowing city skyline. Remember this, Mikel. If you can change it, take action. If you cannot change it, release it. Life becomes lighter the moment you stop fighting every current and learn to move with the river. That night, Mikel walked home through the same streets. The traffic hadn't changed. The city hadn't changed. His problems hadn't disappeared. But something inside him had. When anxious thoughts returned before he slept, he no longer chased every one of them. Instead, he paused and quietly asked himself, "Can I do something about this right now?" If the answer was yes, he wrote down one small action. If the answer was no, he let the thought drift away like the paper cup floating down the river. Day after day, Mikel slowly changed. His life wasn't perfect. But it became lighter. He laughed more. He noticed the beauty in ordinary mornings. He enjoyed peaceful walks. He appreciated simple conversations. He stopped trying to control every chapter of his story and focused instead on living the page he was on. Because true peace isn't found in controlling everything. It is found in knowing what is yours to carry. And having the courage to put the rest down. So if your mind feels tired today, remember Mikel's question. Can I do something about this right now? If the answer is yes, take one small step. If the answer is no, take one deep breath, let it go, and allow yourself to flow with life. Sometimes, the greatest freedom comes not from controlling the river, but from finally trusting it. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Like and share this story. Thanks for watching.